All right, so it was just a spirit telling me that I need to get on here and talk about Wendy Williams because a lot of people are just talking about Wendy Williams. So why not just join in the conversation?
Some time now, and even today and beyond, I have been living in a sober house. When you see me come to work, glammed up, right after the show, I go across the street, I do my Pilates. I told you 2 hours a day, I like to take care of my body. And you know I've had a struggle with cocaine in my past, and I never went to a place to get the treatment. I don't know how, except God was sitting on my shoulder and I just stopped. But I go to the Pilates, I go to several meetings all around town in the tri-state area, and I see my brothers and sisters caught up in their addiction and looking for help. They don't know I'm Wendy. They don't care I'm Wendy. There's no autographs, there's no nothing. It's the brothers and sisters caught up in the struggle. And it's been really interesting, this ride. Only Kevin and Kevin have known about this.
It's been reported on the Daily Mail, I think, that Wendy is actually struggling with alcohol and pills. So first, let me just say, I thought that was really big of her. That was really courageous, especially being who she is, because, I mean, we all know Wendy have made a career of talking about people. She was a shock jock for the longest on the radio, and then she came over to TV and calmed down her format, but basically does the same thing for a daytime audience. And so, you know, by telling her tea, essentially, she had opened herself up for a lot of scrutiny because, like, while, yes, I applaud Wendy, she told her truth. Like, she told, you know, from what I feel and from what I believe, she told her full truth of what's going on with the addiction stuff. Now, I think there's more to the story because I don't think she is quite saying what got her there. Like, addiction, I guess you can get there like a couple of different ways through just excess in lifestyle, doing too much, through genetics, and sometimes, you know, people start taking pain medications and it goes left and they just get hooked. So I'm not quite sure how she got there, but I think it has a lot to do with that man of hers, Mr. Kevin Hunter. Just like I said before, I know celebrities, like, they got shit going on too. My part that I did not understand of all of this was how Wendy ended up on live television. I watched those episodes and it was very uncomfortable for me as a viewer because I'm like, who let her go on like this? Like, and you know that Kevin is her manager, and Kevin is also an executive producer on the show. So I'm like, why didn't he pull the plug on this before she went on air? That didn't add up to me. So now I'm kind of wondering, well, does he have a problem himself? Did he not know how to deal with the problem? Or was he trying to set her up? Personally, I think it's the last one. I think Kevin wants out of this marriage. And I think that, and I'm just a pop culture conspiracy theorist, I think that he was going to use this as evidence, you know, in a divorce case to get out. That's what I feel like, because it just don't make any sense. Like, she said that, you know, only he knew what was going on and only Lil Kevin knew what was going on. So I get that, you know, the staff, and she seems a little not disconnected from her staff, but you can tell she puts up a wall probably for professional purposes. So maybe they were not comfortable enough to say, hey, she don't need to go on like she is. And I tell you, just like being around people that have been in cheating situations, that have been in abusive situations, it seems like to me that he kind of has her in a box, like controlling her maybe a little bit. You know, just from what we know about Wendy and what she has told us, she does her show and she goes home. So she said she don't really have friends, like, so that's why, I'm trying to figure out, okay, well, how did she get to, drinking and popping pills like that then? There was also something reported in the Daily Mail that, she hired a private eye with the whole mistress stuff, and that may have led her to where she is now with the addiction stuff. There have been plenty of rumors about Kevin Hunter. Charlemagne has said he's awful. I think even some of the Nene stuff that happened was attributed to him. I know Andy Cohen has said, I remember him saying something on his show, like, I thought me and Wendy were good, but something happened behind the scenes, and so he said, I guess we're not anymore. But there's just been a lot of rumblings about what kind of man her husband is. So that's why part of me just kind of feels like, okay, if he's that dominant of a man, he would have taken care of the situation and said, no, babe, you ain't going on air like this, and we gonna get you some help. I think, just like I said, he was trying to use this as a way to get out of this marriage. Wendy don't need to take any medicine from this man. She don't need to take any drinks from this man. She don't need to take any food from this man, because I think Kevin has a scheme that he is setting up against Wendy so he can come back with a good little settlement. Because where there's smoke, there is fire, and there has been a lot of this affair mistress stuff going on. And the Shade Room even posted something. So I'm like, what's up? What's going on? I don't know. I don't know. I just hope that she gets better, because I think a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with Wendy, but she is very entertaining. She has entertained me for years. She is one of my petty ass role models. So I hope she drops the dead weight, leaves his ass, continue to do what she does, and gives us one hell of a tell-all one day.